Darion slipping
That
in
was
there.
so
But
good.
what it was a
Okay,
13-1
GE
loss
on attack,
against Boom.
PRX
So I don't
on
really know
defense.
how much stock that we have
2-0 on
for
the pistols.
GG for
3v5s. Other way
we
around.
will see if it's not going to be a quick GG here.
Hopefully not. That's it, though. We do have something already pushing out from door. Ooh, almost died, but gate crashes away.
Yeah, it gets a
just in the nick of
freebie,
time.
10 HP on this one. They do clear C after losing A control.
Creep up for the mound control. A lot of work for
There's maybe an extra person here now because of the TP.
Delivered in that first round, previous map with his smokes. Currently, though, trying to keep himself concealed.
As we can see from the minimap, it's just going to be a straight up B split.
Before opting to go in towards this B side as well, where the breakable door will go open courtesy of the salvos, and then they start to flood in together.
Wait for the salvos, double smoke deep.
C side, though, something unfortunately will fall.
Looks like this Omen flash is going to be.
Just around the cage of Yudotan. Yudotan then swings
the Omen
out
flash is
Poppy,
incredible.
the
Wait,
shot's
how?
not connecting. Defy finds it instead. Yudotan swings back out, but Patman takes the trade off towards where GE are playing then, though, around A link. They've got a good angle against the spike. Jing looking to stick it halfway, gets off at the right time, but still not quite
I mean,
able
he got
to
it half, right?
Forsaken for the one.
He might just smoke half. Just go for it. Oh, he didn't get it half? Oh, okay.
Well. They hear the footsteps, but now Crystal has to
No, how does this keep happening?
Forsaken, racking up kills with Red Bull.
Angry Forsaken.
How are they winning these pistol
He
rounds?
has hunted them down for the 1 versus 3 Red Bull clutch to come on out. I thought that Global might have been able to come away with that, but when you see some awkward shots coming out from Papi and Yudotan not able to get the immediate trade, makes it look a little bit awkward and worrisome. But, I mean, respect has been certainly commanded in this round from PRX, hasn't it? They are not scared to just take these fights here in this one. And as I said, salvos eventually would come online for Crystal, but Forsaken just wants to get ahead of that one, feeling confident on the kills, and, well, it doesn't phase him. It does not phase him. His 10th clutch to come in for VCT Pacific.
How about that?
I feel like he's more than that. Oh boy, GE. Dude, they're really desperate to get the good stance. They get the stingers out again.
Gate crashes away.
This time, everyone from PRX is bought.
Yeah, force up from Global as well.
Yeah, maybe expecting this.
To, just one player surviving from PRX in the last round. Now though, spread around mound. Sorry,
Guys,
rubble.
do not push through that.
See if they're going to opt to stick around A, or if they will look to go and pivot in towards the B side again, or try and bait in PRX to any unexpected crossfires.
Feels like they're looking for CQB duels on this A side, and the force by Komodo worked out for them in map 1.
Salvo's back online for Crystal. Stealth Drone goes in first. You want to combo a little bit of this utility to get the tree control.
Oh, something with the timing, though. Just out from the smokes, but look at that! Stingers aplenty, and GE will collect on kills as well. Forsaken, though, finding one, a second as well, and he does get away from the special delivery.
Okay, I like that from GE, though. Just everyone sending it for him.
To capitalize. Just a Vina.
This was nice from GE, though. 4-person focus over towards site, one holding the smoke for the reaction in case they push. They didn't really know about the stingers until... Actually, that's a lie, right? They shot a prowler with the stinger.
Just as to try to go in for a peek, he had utility in hand,
so they get a lot of upgrades on this as well.
Yeah, maybe need to see a little bit more productivity from PRX to get some information when they've got the members around the A side.
It's such a repeat of the first map.
The creepiness that comes up, right, from the likes of Global, silently waiting for some of that utility to come back online before ultimately exploding together. Like, that one feels like a pretty drilled round from them, and you know, one you can kind of emulate in scrims if you're in a situation like that. Even on your rifles, for example, they just play it a little bit with the lesser subbies there of the stingers, which is a little bit more favorable when you do get close up and personal.
Lesser subbies.
Okay, Outlaw against the...
Oh, cool.
I mean, they got one heavy armor.
That might just
Wait, okay, it changed.
Not 100% sure, but, you know.
It's a Komodo thing. Well, nonetheless, it is going to be PRX
stacking Darion is...
4 onto this ace site. Darren, though, with the Outlaw, will quickly dispatch them.
Probably the fastest I've ever seen anyone get to this corner.
Pistols can do something still for PRX, getting really up close and personal, but that just doesn't work out, doesn't it? Yudotan finally in the game.
Yeah, no chance at all. I mean, those footsteps were very audible. So Yudotan, great to rack those up. Now he's got the Neuro Theft for future rounds. Devi, once again, left alive. And he's going to just try to find whatever he can. Good little swing out. Takes Yudotan down.
Hey, this is it's a nice start from GE though. Their money's outrageous. Money's outrageous. They got they can just you can definitely play off this as well. Just try to get a trade somewhere.
They're able to get the orb there, and then they get a dimensional drift online for Darion. So there's an opportunity that they definitely could steal away this next round, depending on what they look to do, and depending on how aware PRX are going to be towards this C site, where they've not really gone for too much.
Like Furious, Lotus Legends. Dude, Furia added another map to their repertoire last night. They got an Ascent now as well.
Get that dimensional drift online.
They got 2 maps.
Act out from there.
Yeah, keeping PRX conditioned over onto the A side. Well, at least Jing will pick up an alt orb as well, though, so possibly for future rounds. But right now, Defy has to do some heavy lifting. He's feeling the pressure coming.
That Aspas infused Brutal. Wait, what did he say?
They just put more thorns down on the side as well. So
were they just playing loose because they thought they were going to win no matter what? It did feel a little bit like that.
Available with the rotating door if you feel any more pressure towards C, but you didn't have an idea if anyone was pushed up there. That's why the
then they're playing like Screams.
Now you've got Global Esports
calling Furia a dead team.
Rubble.
Oh, and
but he's saying it in the fact that they're making changes.
Able to TP out, he does run into a link, back to stairs, maybe a heaven. But this is a slight opportunity.
The team might be dead though.
Possibly get more leg room around the A site.
Just need to have a good.
He's talking that they're probably changing some.
From Global, if they're going to pivot towards the C site, now's kind of the time. They're starting to run an over, but 30 seconds. You're exactly right. Defy.
Oh, wow, double.
Kalak picked up. Yudotan to trade right back, though, as Patman peeks out from Pillar. Now Defy continuing to hold tight off angles around the C site. He's looking for more. Jing trying to get
oh my god, Jing.
Kills as well, blast packing through, but Poppy.
Well, at least they're doing it together. All goes in, and honestly, I'm watching Forsaken on the mini-map, and he was already running over towards A. He is here extremely early.
Oh, he's got smokes up as well. Not quite watching the angle though.
He wins that as well. Nicely done from Forsaken. Dude, I'm telling you, either someone on his team or someone really early told him, like, said about the ult, and he was already pathing over towards A. He's on top of this. It's a great readjust for him because he was looking left to sight. Yeah. I mean, Divide getting double here is everything though.
I believe he even had the Arc Rose available at the right location. Towards bound 2 potentially there, but this one right here. Hey, at least he got the one trade to bring it into the 1 versus 1 at the end there for Forsaken to be able to clutch that again.
So, issue for PRX after that is this. They buy down heavy as well. It's a really important rounds. You gotta opt for a judge.
I personally would like to see something get a little bit more confident on this Yoru. Speaking of Yoru, Darion for his 2nd ever appearance on this agent.
Oh yes.
From what I was able to see, it looks like the last time it was played was in some sort of
something's
overtime
on 7
variety
HP.
where it did go double negative. So,
so this is Coach Elevated, just trying to stick to the same composition. Darren clearly still able.
Was that spam? Nah, he pretty much just
we have yet to see that
straight up took the shot. I would love to see Patman's EOV, but I think he's just taking the duel.
Chop and change with the team. Good shot out from him there on a Jing. This is looking like a well-formulated round for Global so far, and now even better when it's a 5 versus 2 situation.
And PRX slowly
and PRX probably have to save here.
Do have Divide with the Steel Garden, but it's
this is gonna be a lot harder map.
Yeah, it'd be pretty risky to drop that one in. You can already see
they got a freebie with split, but this one,
for a save in this sort of situation, and with the credit mark in this round,
one
I don't really favor Global Esports going for a hunt here.
Kinda close.
You can understand if Kelly S wants to, but I mean, you kind of just play respectful at this one. It's early in the half. You want to balance out your own economy. Just let them save this one and stew in the fact that
timeout after this. He might do a round after. We'll see.
Actual gun round for once.
Yeah. Slightly working off of time, but it's also with the confidence gained from the opening picks that they found. It's not too bad, and I would like to jest, but 2v5
the Jing can actually buy.
Runnels can't.
And they might be tempted to do a set strat around the Razor. Obviously, most common one would be B, C crunch, but I do feel like with how they're playing here, kind of A punish might be nice.
Better impact, better positioning. I think a little bit better calls as well, specifically where the boom game is.
Do they want to put the do they want to put the ult into the low buy? Oh, it's a nice time flash.
Scoreline was a 13-1 in favor of boom, and in this one, yeah, already a little bit more delivered to us from Global Esports. A timeout though from PRX you'd expect here.
Coach gets to listen to comms when they're playing. Yeah.
More time, why not? Certainly if you feel like you need it. Meanwhile, on the other side, I mean, Darren certainly has been quite the upcoming talent. You know, seeing him from Bleed from before, he's found some moments for himself, like Aces against, I think, Gen G. Now, off to the Yoru, second time ever, like you mentioned, Komodo, and he's still kind of picking things up, and he's able to perform. PRX, you know, they've been getting picked apart, at least in the previous round, trying to gain some positioning around A main. What's it going to be for the next round?
I think more importantly for me, it's Global getting a sense that they can do things together as a team, making sure that the trades are going to be there, and making sure that Darion's like not too far in front of the team as well, right? When you are running the composition that they are running on the solo Yoru, you really don't want Darion just going on yonder and losing his life with no real impact in the round, right? Looking like a headless chicken. So making sure that he is together with the team
so they
set up by the likes of Kelly,
just eco with it.
Well. Going to be quite important. You want to see Yudotan.
Do they start using ults into ecos? They've been really bad this year at using ults into ecos.
Means that PRX is going to have to think
not like one, I'm talking like multiple, 3 in a round or so.
Have something up by Mound currently.
Yeah, waiting for the pop play, right? You can,
I'm definitely going to keep an eye on if PRX are going to be doing that. I'm so fine with it if they like get a kill advantage.
It's on to Forsaken to communicate if he hears anything towards the A side of things, for example.
I like this from GE, to be honest, though. The timeout gets called and everyone's just expecting, like what we said, something aggro. Even with the late A punish, they're making sure that Yoru is just finding the info with the TP out. As soon as that down Q goes off, you can just TP away.
Darion spotted absolutely nothing over at this A side at the moment. Forsaken now to get some info.
Okay, now the ults get insanely tempting.
I'm
not too worried about the ults being used anymore. I'm in for it.
2 rifles, 4 PRX, couple of pistols. That gun that's dropped towards spawn not going to be recoverable. But you do have a player advantage where a situation like this, Quack, the Steel Garden investment would be large.
However,
especially with that. How do they do this? Raise ult to get back a sight and then Vice ult here? Raise ult to get back a sight.
Not quite spotted out yet, but here comes that rocket. Not quite landing as well. Kellyes then finding a shot onto something.
Great timing of the Vice ult.
Primary weapons jammed, but Kellyes onto the go, still able to find some shots. Forsaken now from the back, but headed on by the shorty.
Damn, nice shots. Dude, this was nice from PRX though.
To the defuse.
Yeah, the fact that Forsaken manages to find that first kill up the mid.
They feel like they gotta take map control maybe.
Shots coming through from Jing from together as the team.
Don't know about
in
this.
That scenario, I'm expecting that kill to just be assisted by the pretty much everyone at PRX looking at the right location. A thrifty round to end it out. I mean, yeah, look at it. All of their guns are ready for that duel just there. And then, as I mentioned, Steel Garden in makes a lot of sense. Blood together.
Yeah, they get gun upgrades, and they got the breach sword out of them.
A thrifty round to come through from
that ends up being decent. Something picks up the op as well. That's going to help a lot. And 4-person A, they're going to try set the Omen up with the Yoru. Oh no, okay, they're going to set the Yoru up.
Do like James Bond, but something.
Normally teams will TP more over towards A to fast rotate, but with this op, with this TP even, you can tell that he wants to actually like fight over towards A. Maybe they've looked at VODs and they realize that they don't fast react.
Crystal wants to try and sell any
or maybe it's just an op thing.
It's just going to be the drone to go out by itself, so he's just going to wait to see what he can spot. Bit of over-eagerness potentially here from the PRX members. Yudotan spotted out, by the way, during gate crash, and Crystal noted as well. So it's going to caused some investment of util for PRX. Meanwhile,
this is nice though from PRX. Full info on this. Rotate goes in. They got forms to delay. They actually get 4 people very close early on, and they have Fatal. They can just fast flood this.
Then to Devi though, who's holding out by waterfall. Great on the 2 kills. Not even breaking clones as well. Darian now trying to do his
Hey, this
best,
is nice, man. Devi played this really good as well.
Not
Not just the kills, like just how he played, just holding onto the space as well.
Brutalized them, hasn't he? 4 kills in the round, just a duel.
I think they lined up though.
The aftershock in water as well, right? You're just considering that that's going to keep him locked in the corner, but he's just going to play on the back with the visual clutter and go for the kill. He's got assistance from Patman as well, bringing in with the Nightfall. Oh yes, delivering the goods there for him.
It was way better than I thought. It was nice.
Well-structured retake to come through from PRX when they just have the idea eventually that it is going to be the C site, right?
Oh, and look at that
You didn't see him get too hungry early to stick around in the site. Happy to play proper retake.
I couldn't agree more, Komodo.
What happens? They use their smoke to fake over towards A, so they didn't have smoke, so they wanted to try cover it up by dueling.
Steel Guard and one, then that Thrifty.
I will say though, Quack.
Yes.
Bad Komodo is coming here. I got my shades on. There was one point in time on a map called Fracture. That Devi did flash himself. And,
couple times, yes.
Hey, why are we bringing that up?
Yep.
But he's learned his lesson.
Okay.
Yep.
Talk about improvement.
Don't use the utility. Just shoot.
Just shoot.
Just shoot.
That's how you play Vice. I gotta imagine the Riot devs, if they are watching somewhere, you know, also feeling like really happy seeing that Steel Guard around. Like, this is exactly what we envisioned for this agent.
I mean, remember, Vice did just have a nerf coming on a couple of, 2 patches ago or something like that now, where you've got time on
35 years of age.
So,
Should have 2 children by now. Okay. A little bit weird, but that's your view. That's your view.
Back on our something counter. Not
should have 2 children by now.
An assist in there.
All right. And it's still the op, present in the round, so GE does have to figure that out, but currently going for rubble control. They have
2 child. Oh, sorry, 2 child.
He's got out of that one, hasn't he?
So quick off to it.
35 is generous. That's outrageous.
Still rotating, and his shroud stepped in towards there, and no one's shot at him.
Still has 1 more TP as well. GE kind of trying to think tactically around this situation, thinking to rotate back in towards B, but Jing is there.
Just a round of duels at the moment for PRX. Not letting these guns
There's,
find any opportunity from
looks like they're getting the confidence back.
5 versus 2. You need to see Kalias and Crystal do something pretty destructive to get back into this one.
Given the positions, though, they are somewhat susceptible to spams. PRX trying to keep themselves with minimal exposure, hiding behind corners, and that's when Crystal will find his first headshot. 1 hit cracked. Looks for an opportunity to slip into the B side. Repeaks.
Okay, very nice.
Another player,
at least it was all together from PRX as well.
You're just happy to clean things up for PRX.
Instead of letting them have the space they want to fight onto
on this defensive side, starting to play with a little bit of the piggy bank as well, right? Building up a little bit of the economy there. Jing far out in front of the rest of the team. As we just see a lot of these duels in that round, won by PRX pretty cleanly. A little bit of damage delivered and only 1 casualty, or 2 casualties rather.
We are your kids, yeah, trust me.
Be
you guys are the closest I'll get to kids, hopefully.
On the back of a timeout as well, right? Nothing really eventuating for global esports there, but another buy up they will present. A lot of rubble control to be established by PRX, and I think if you're global esports, you need to recognize that these slower paced rounds have not been working, so you got to get a little bit of a quicker wriggle on. The Sheer is not at the front of C. You've got an Omen, you've got a Yoru. You can get to the back of this C site early.
I'm 24. It wasn't. Maybe not you.
PTSD.
Although you never know.
Devi has been playing on the C site,
and he's got the steel card.
Do I hate kids?
Again,
Hate's a strong word.
Just the success of
hate is a strong word.
On that A site now, reenactable. Speaking about something.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on the board.
I would say majority of the time. Majority of the time, not sure I have the patience from.
Slight mishaps here and there, but they are able to get boots on the ground on C.
But I think when it's your own kid, you feel a bit different anyway. So
the Steel Garden comes out. They're pushing all the way through.
Nice shots,
trying to
bro.
wrangle more space, but Jing denies it outright. Forsaken blocking off B pillar as well. And now, oh, something. You're just pushing Kelly S away. He's looking for some kills right back though, but out of the gate crash.
1 HP as well. Okay, well, it was one of those where it was like looking pretty competitive, and now PRX just
I was looking at actually
feel
positioning
very in
screen,
control.
From Crystal. The Steel Garden, we saw the tail end of it, looking to remove his gun up through the middle of the pillars, but Forsaken stuck around and found the kill the whole time with the operator. So even the heads up and disciplined play to come through from PRX, that they know that potential lurk is coming because they didn't spot him on the hit. They didn't see the Taeho utility in towards the site when they opt to fall back towards the holes, towards Waterfall. So you got to be really aware that Global Esports are liking to have these little later lurks from somebody to come around the map. And
the tech pause, oh my goodness, it's spreading.
It would appear that
from EMEA to Americas back to Pacific. Done the full circle. Our duty's out of game as well.
Most of the group stage has been pretty, tech pause-less so far.
Oh.
But we cannot keep things clean.
Tell me the camera just didn't show everyone's accounts and passwords. Please get off this shot.
It's like a roller coaster.
Please, no.
They go up, they go down.
Just leaking everyone's info.
You know what doesn't go, what is it? Down while up? An umbrella through a chimney. Can't make the umbrella go down a chimney while it's up. Doesn't fit.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Just the, what do you call it, surface area.
Yep. Tech pause, though. Players can't talk in this sort of situation, but we can. So, unfortunately, now everyone's got the podcast with us. This guy wants to riot gun buddy. Please, with 3 Zs.
3 Zs. I don't know how lucky you're gonna be, how lucky you're gonna get with that one. Maybe if you
the tournament client, yeah, that'd be fine.
I don't know if I caught it. I didn't see the gamer name in there with the hashtag and everything to give it to. So maybe gotta find it.
Maybe it's in
Korean.
Korean.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Potentially. Regardless though, PRX, man. They
something found his first kill.
Yep, getting a bit of a wriggle on how to play this defensive side on this map. Happy enough to play a lot of the retake style, which was quite successful from Boom, for example. Happy to let Global Esports either get into the site completely as 5 and go for the full retake, or try to chip 1 or 2 players away first and then set up for a pretty strong retake, or a lot of the time as well just getting in there beforehand and throwing a spanner in the works too.
That's it though. Allow me to try to pick your brain a little bit, Komodo, because Global Esports are definitely a formidable team. They have potential. We've seen them swing rounds where they have thrifties being picked up. They force bot with the Stinger and they managed to turn things around a little bit. Just when it comes down to some of these rounds, they
promising for PRX. The Yoru, no, I still think that Yoru's I still think the Yoru and Lotus is nice.
That I think is one of the things, right? By positioning and timing, or even layering in towards these executes as well. Like the thing that I highlighted in the previous round was
I don't use Instagram.
Comes in a little bit later on from Pappy, and that blinded Darion when he TP'd in towards the back of sight. Like imagine a scenario where there's players on the C site from PRX. It's not just fully disconnected and thorns popped, right? They'd be dead to rights, free of charge in those sort of scenarios. So
why not?
This is
too much effort, man.
With some ill timings on a couple of these moments in time, either repositioning around the map or utility specifically as well, that does make things look a little bit awkward. And
watch your mic space.
Don't get me wrong, they've got some pretty good rounds. Like we saw some pretty good rounds from them over on Split, but more often than not, we just see better decisive rounds from the other teams.
Yeah, there you have it. And I couldn't agree more because, well, this is Darion's second official Yoru game. I don't entirely fault him for having some of these mishaps with the flashes, but they do have
Dude, social media is a lot of effort, chat.
The indecisiveness. We've been talking about it.
Plus, it's like,
possibly another thing.
what pictures am I meant to post on Instagram?
Not using the 10 mouse,
like, realistically.
Aren't they?
I don't think so.
I would actually taken complete stock on the
I'm not entirely
usages of the players here.
Speaking of mice,
selfies.
I do know that you are quite the
the animals. Yeah, that's true.
Mice connoisseurness on broadcast.
This guy uses finger. His mouse is like
22,
super
21
tiny,
grams pure carbon fiber.
Ridiculous, insane. I don't know how you make it work, but you make it look good. But that said, yes,
that is true, Bucky.
With the tech pause, bear with us.
It's no, it's one of these. It's one of these.
Me
things as well
doing
where it's
yoga
like,
and
split,
drawing
of
of
course,
slugs.
veto
Mate, what do you
chosen
think
by
my
Global
what do you
Esports
think I do in my
when
spare
they're
time?
allowed to pick that one.
Not drawing
I don't see a
slugs.
world in which they don't pick split, so PRX expect that one, and then they've got their choice of the veto as well, where Global will remove Fracture. Okay, understandable. PRX remove Haven. Okay, understandable. I think looking at this veto, it may very well have been one to be an
Meant to
expected
post your TFT
result for both of
placements. Okay,
these
now we're
teams.
talking.
The decider, of course, between Ascent and
Now
Pearl,
maybe-
that PRX get to
now
choose
maybe we have a
towards
reason.
Pearl, which to me is a bit of an interesting one, because ending on Pearl I think would be really spicy when we consider what PRX did last week against DFM, and we also look towards what we've
What do you
seen
do
so
in my
far from
free time?
Global, right?
Sleep.
They played it against
Sleep
Gen
and
G, where it
TFT
was
at the
a
moment,
mid-range
for
loss. They had
sure.
really
A lot of
close win
TFT
against DFM
recently.
in the opening week. You know, trying to change things agent-wise as well. So there's options, right? We can definitely see a lot of these options here from them.
Possibly.
We'll rank Emerald at the moment. We can.
Your way through this current Lotus.
We're trying to.
Yeah,
And
because
it's not
We're
as
trying
though
to get
G
to
can't
diamond.
do it.
well, you got to remember, if you don't make it through Lotus here, you lose 2-0. You're
out.
Only
I like the
won
new set.
against
Yeah, it's
DFM in a
nice.
2-0 fashion. You
Grinding.
get a
Yeah,
score
I thought
all
we'd
the
give it
other
a try
teams,
for the
you're out
first
of
time.
playoffs. And then you've got time to
I've never played the
kind
ranked
of
properly on it.
rework things come stage 2.
It's the entire cake. You know, I think sometimes. Well, the cake is a lie, and sometimes you have just these situations where it's really tough for GE as well. I mean, okay.
Stream out. Yeah, we'll stream at one
Timeout.
point.
Oh no, we went from tech pause to a timeout.
Common.
Okay.
Pretty common when you've got a you know, lengthy tech pause and you potentially even forget what was discussed just before.
Dude, this felt relatively fast though.
Global Esports will
Maybe it's because
dive into their second
we've been
timeout
spending too much time watching EMEA.
And that's one of the other things that I was just about to go into, with the fact that Global Esports, while they do have a pretty good chance at maybe taking down PRX, who have been on a bit of a loss streak, cracked that loss streak against DFM last week.
Yeah.
Global have gone through their own host of issues as well. You know, elevated, promoted to head coach mid-season. Patrick Hu with some visa issues, and then you got Darian coming back in as well. They have some good ideas. They have some core strategies that they have been able to
Rengar
deploy at certain
I mean, it got
times. We saw a
nerfed. It's
little
not
bit
that
of
good
it
anymore.
onto Lotus, especially when they were, you know, with Crystal waiting for those salvos to come back up. They exploded all over the A site. But after that point, you know, without much information or without much decisiveness, you start to see them lose rounds to pressure, time, or getting their players getting picked off by Forsaken, who just TPs in towards Rubble and out.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Global Esports maybe go for something a little bit quicker here, but getting in towards a site and not immediately trying to set themselves up for a post. They need to take the challenge towards PRX here, even maybe before going for the full plant, take it a little bit further to them. You know, change it up, right?
Stingers though,
and
and these have been their most successful rounds really, if we're looking at split and this. Beta goes out over towards A, and this is a weird one. Both teams kind of create a question mark over towards A.
Certainly trying to make some noise towards B though. Fake out.
Wait, do they have a hard read? What's going on here?
Okay.
I say a hard read, it's looking like a hard wrong read, but
toying with a little bit of the rotations here. You'll set up the sheer wall over at the C side of things for PRX, and majority of your forces.
they have some kind of
ready
read.
for a mound trap.
Okay, well they fully leave A, so they gotta create some pressure over towards here. We've got some jump spots, they're trying to clear the question mark. Maybe they're gonna get some kind of push on the go.
They should know that this is going to eventuate towards the A site for Global Esports. Quack, my question though is, do they go a little bit further than the site itself to stave off PRX?
Comes down to how much Darian can find. I think good that the team was able to.
Okay, they're gonna get early info with the trip.
Dimensional drift, but now you're hearing some fake footsteps off to drop as well. Something trying to throw them off his scent, and then for the rest of PRX to group up behind.
Yeah, you can't use that gate crash, unfortunately, there as...
Razor?
Oh, wait, Darion, you're stuck in towards the site, but you've got a lot to do here with the team. Let's see if Global can get this.
PRX quite aware of where the GE players are, though, just to take the first hit down by
This
Tree.
is nice, though. It's a good time
with
with the double swing.
As well. 4v3 now, and PRX continues to push on through. Immediate salvos from Crystal, though, does push PRX off position just a bit. Jing then taking Poppy down by the back. Unfortunately, TP is not quite favoring him now, but all of a sudden, look at the kills. The stingers from Crystal and Darian.
Did they win every single stinger round?
PRX in whole. Thrifty found by Global Esports.
It's another Thrifty that they're able to pull away with. They can't convincingly get a proper round, it feels like, but at least that one is across the board. from the shadows that does come out there as well from Papi is a little bit questionable, but I think maybe a little bit more questionable is Jing.
Who's the one guy in the crowd going crazy for GE?
Not for Global, but for PRX can't establish themselves on the spike early enough because of the damaging util that the salvos provide.
The owner, it might be.
Global hold on to try and tie up at the half if possible.
Which would be a pretty decent start. Got ops now on both sides as well.
Took Stinger Deathmatch too seriously. No, they got some nice stingers on them.
Give me more, he says.
No smokes on this one. Just kind of have to. I mean, Darren's allowed to do what he wants now. He can duel everything.
Quickly shot down by Jing.
Yeah, makes it really awkward to try and get in towards this site.
Yeah, very nice.
Giving you a free opener there, back to balance out in the 4 versus 4. You take that.
SG versus SG.
Still very hard for them to get through the chokes.
Good for a bit of an opener, but now you've got to trip the sheer wall, or for everyone just to hop on at the same time. They will trip it, and then for Crystal to try to lurk around rubble, but unfortunately shut down by Forsaken.
Crystal's lurks have not really worked out too much, have they? Now you get the information.
Okay, Omen only spotted the one though.
I think he might have even spotted all 3 members out just then.
Nah, everyone else was around the corner.
Initiator to lurk as well, but that said, it's going to be something on this Yoru.
And he's still got Thorns available as well on something's call.
Yeah, quick off to it. But ooh, shorty swing. They both have the same idea,
Darren's actually done great into this round. Might be able to get a plant. The smoke is, the smoke's really nice though.
As well, Forsaken looking for a cheeky angle. Prowler will go through, not quite finding anyone. Just clearing out the front portion of the site. Then rolling Thunder to push PRX further back. Shorty though!
No way.
And that's Kelly has cut down by half around the torso.
That one-shot him?
Darian now just marking Forsaken. Still going for the crosshair wiggle. He has an op after all. Will find his target. And then
very nice though. It is a good run from Darren. He did really good.
Some crossfires in the end.
I mean, they obviously gave him a couple of picks there, but
he
had some good shots.
Where that operator is posted as well. Nicely done from them, despite losing the first frag in the round and losing Papi on the smokes as well. You consider, right? Sheer not popped at the front of B. Makes it look a little bit awkward, but 3 versus 3 scenario, and you start to feel Spike is down. Will they manage to get the post plant worked? They will. So going into the last round of the half, 5 versus 6, they can definitely look to equalize here.
Especially considering the ultimates at hand as well. Crystal on the Armageddon. PRX though, once again, beginning things with huge rubble control. All 4 pushing down.
A little bit more forward than we've seen from them in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, they throw him the op.
Kind
of makes you feel they're going to be doing some kind of set play over towards C with the Yoru sending it. If he does get a kill, he gets his ult.
Looking to get into the C site earlier. There's no dimensional drift for something. There's no thorns anymore around.
It might be a 5v5 retake. Spike goes over.
Playing on the back of maybe a combination of.
Let's see what Devi can do.
Showstopper here.
Devi playing super far back.
Doesn't really know if they're actually over towards site yet.
He has no idea.
Yeah, he doesn't know that they're in the site, does he? Starting to reposition. Arcrose was just destroyed back towards Mound.
Nightfall retake play? That's
it?
I
think so. It's got to be the Nightfall. It's got to be the
Fatal.
But Global, I mean,
Fatal Razor.
Trying to remove a member before the
does feel like G needs to take some kind of map control, otherwise they're just going to tank all these ults.
Yudotan playing with the op around Mound as well. The Nightfall will go through though to 5 for the double kill, but that's Yudotan now. Showstopper kind of whipping as well.
Had some good fade util though. Fatal into the fade eye for it.
As it goes out, PRX just happy to swarm back in off the timing. Just
very nice.
and he's
Yeah, G had to take some kind of space, especially when they had Omen Flash. They kind of just got to Omen Flash take this space, right? Otherwise they're just all sitting here to tank the fade eye. If they at least, fade ult. If they at least take some space, maybe the fade ult will be for Heaven.
I think this is probably my most common statement now in this video game when I'm casting. Stun's a cosmetic. How is he getting that kill through the wall? Stunned. A cosmetic, man. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter if you have the skill.
Yo, I'll take the mold off you straight away if you keep spamming that.
5 to 7. This is workable for the likes of Global Esports, but it makes me wonder, it makes me ponder, are we going to see a closeout like the last map where it was just a flawless attack?
You can't be typing buff stuns out here.
I don't get the vibe. I think we're seeing a little bit more from Global Esports here in their positioning and in their tradability in the last couple of rounds just then. But I mean, it definitely can, you know, have a bad start on the switch up here, and it can spiral, so anything is kind of possible.
anything can happen. As with Valorant, as with VCT, well, just taking a look at past statistics, PRX's last game.
Making the only mod, actually. Honestly, that's a good one.
They only had 3 rounds on the attack Komodo. They had the first 2.
Look at Mini. Now Mini wants on the train as well.
Yeah.
All the latecomers.
And then we all know how
start showing.
That happened.
But can first. He's got a better seat than Mini. Now Mini's out here asking how much the tickets are.
That image now in people's minds, you could maybe see this go into a map 3, depending on how Global takes it as well.
I mean, the biggest thing for me that I remember on the DFM versus PRX game on Lotus, right, was on that attacking side. We saw some great consistency from Devi and from some.
Mini says he wants a first-class ticket. Mate, they're not available these days.
You know, I mean, they started on defense. They looked a lot stronger, right?
They sold out 4 weeks ago.
Are we going to see somebody for PRX just kind of be the captain to steer the ship?
We've got the roof,
or are we going to see Global,
or you got to hold on to the side. That's all that's left.
And figure out, you know, any stragglers or any trade superiority.
Would love to see something, but well, I mean the player. But currently, I think it's Divine.
What if you worked on the train? Okay, now we're listening. We're doing it. Honestly, we're gaining speed. We might need more track layers. we gotta increase the amount of people in the track.
You can't do anything in terms of kills here. It's just to stave off PRX from
put the coal in the furnace.
Get them to draw out some of the utility, which
we need a janitor. That's crazy.
Global, with that.
Okay, macro-wise.
Okay, pistol-wise. 3-0.
The paranoia as well, but right now PRX still looking to break their way through. That said, though, Yudotan
not the 3v5 pistol. I've seen too many of these.
Looking for a third as well. Jing narrowly dodging out with his life intact. Kelias then looking for a potential flank around. PRX looking for alternate routes across the map.
Oh,
maybe
dear God.
back into the A site where Kelias is still hiding in wait.
Whoa, that was the kill, though.
Swings out then Kelias for the
and
first.
They get a pistol. Now they can get stingers without having to do a full spy.
Yeah, their first one of the series as well. Of course, both of them going in the way of PRX in map number 1. The first one of this one going to PRX as well. But then it's always been that second round that you kind of consider. Would Global Esports manage to answer back with the force up at the stingers or not? They don't need to worry about that now, as they will potentially, well, they should tie things up 7 apiece before we get the guns back and started in this half.
Now PRX get stingers. Now they got no plant, but they do get Bucky armor.
You're saying you don't want Forsaken to be like scary.
Don't be scared. I think more importantly right now, Darion not scared to take a duel, dispatching of Forsaken first. He first fell in the last round, first falling in this one as well, and it should be Hunky-Dory here for
he got the kill, throws the Bucky down.
Jing diving in with the Bucky will take a kill.
Dude, someone pick up the Bucky, surely.
Looking for some suppressive fire to allow his teammates to possibly get the spike down.
Yeah, happy with that.
We'll do that. Bulldog swapped on over, and Jing to try to play
throws it over to Patman. Picks the Bucky back up.
Though, attempting at peaks, got the fake out with some footsteps over, and PRX just dwindling around, dawdling around, just around these corners in case Global Esports begin to flood in.
Oh, he did nice damage. Oh, this is insanely doable.
He's gotten 1 kill on the Bucky so far, but unfortunately the paint shell's in his face with Crystal jumping up on top
started
as
believing, I think.
Global with some
I still feel like it's good damage.
In the heat of those moments as well that a lot of players don't vertically look up onto the boxes and they get taken down from above. But hey, an aspect there that works a treat for Global Esports. Some damage done. Yeah, they lose 3 members in the piece, so that'll have a bit of impact going in towards this next round. That'll be the bonus round for them. We'll see what that does kind of look like for PRX now on this attacking side, if they are able to, you know, win the round that they should be winning, quote unquote.
Yeah, poised to potentially take a couple more rounds, especially with the economy not too healthy on the side of Global. But that said, yeah, you do have some stingers and weaker weaponry onto the side of PRX as well. Jing possibly looking to dive onto players again, but also mound control now coming out from Global Esports. You got the aftershock being sent through, but look at Devi. Quick with the burst onto 2 kills by Pillar, and that could give him a pinch around the door.
Wait, they're on different page though. Admin's trying to get on site. Devi wants to duel him.
Crystal and the rest of them also looking to flood back into the B site.
The last 2 actually ended up doing pretty good damage. They got armor rebuy, 3 guns. This is the big round. The big round, and we got Kelias sitting on a breach short.
all of those duels.
Jing one away from ult, so you'd imagine they see default try to get this orb.
You know, Forsaken potentially.
And what are we gonna have? Breach ult,
you saw him pull out just before the
try punish.
The observer, you know, the paranoia, but quickly Shrouder steps away and is still able to assist the rest of the team, and then eventually, you know, PRX get the cleanup. So those are the rounds.
Yeah, and it looks like G are just fine to give them the orb here, which is a little bit weird.
And for PRX, they will reclaim the lead here. But will they be?
I thought they were going to go for like some kind of breach or...
Through the guts of mid, that's some good information for Global. And now they should know that PRX have got in towards this C site and set up for a post plant.
Yeah, Yudotan and the rest of them backing all the way far off as well. Jing,
they took a lot of space though, and this is something the GE didn't do against the Fade ult, right? Now it's like they have a breach ult, but even if they breach ult site, they still have to worry about Heavens. They got to re-clear Heaven first, and then they can do the breach ult.
For the rest of his team to then be the catalyst to push on through. Darion with the first shot, something getting taken out. The rest of PRX though vacating the site to try to play around instead. Paint shell sent over as well, but Aftershock taking Jing out of the equation. Now PRX completely
might be good for the full stick here.
The kill around the diffuser. They will do just that, but still Global Esports with the numbers looking to dominate and push on through.
We got so close. Okay, nicely handled from GE though. I still didn't mind it from PRX, to be honest. They took the extra space on this.
At the tail end of that one there, Quack. I mean, the trades that start to come on out. Jing did get caught in the Aftershock.
Maybe the fights could have been different over towards Mountain, I'm not entirely sure. Dude, why is this like lagging all the time, chat? Don't you refresh? Polak, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, bro. I appreciate you. Up to 80 now as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Chat, you know what to do? Get the slug oiler spam going. Thank you so much, Polak. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you for doing that. Okay, like we said, whoever lost this had to go down to an eco. They've got the Bucky out with a couple of stingers. And Darion,
you lose one of those if Darion keeps on creeping.
He has that aggro camera and he doesn't spot anyone close. Oh boy.
Bucky again too.
Good kiss there.
Dude, the Bucky on the Bucky on the low buys has been incredible.
Likes of Kelly, yes, they're gonna have to think twice before pushing into this area.
Now, how'd you even get through this choke?
Hits, but you're not gonna peek into it. How could you, knowing that there could be a Bucky on the other side? And now Kelly S unfortunately getting taken out by that op, picked up by Davai as well. Just Yudotan, who is really in any good position to do something, but he's smoked off as well.
I mean, as long as Davai is keeping this operator into the next round, it does not matter who dies for PRX here. If they steal away any of the guns that had fallen onto the floor, okay, you want that player surviving. But it kind of doesn't matter anymore. PRX are just going to be answering back into this round. Maybe ending it with a flawless. I mean, the Hunter's a little bit on towards Yudotan because the credits
are
absent for Global.
I think the Fade ult's fine.
Escape kill here.
They don't know where they are. They want to take a little bit of space. They want to secure the rounds.
Forsaken gets him. No, it's okay. So not
they managed to get upgrades on 2.
In a complete sense for PRX, but the way that the round essentially should have gone there, they did it flawlessly, right? The investment of the Nightfall, just getting in towards that site, getting the shot onto Darion, looking, I think, unscoped to that.
PRX make playoffs if they win. Yeah, whoever wins this gets playoffs. That is.
Both teams having some.
Dude, we've seen so much, Bucky play in the last 24 hours.
But nonetheless, this is going to be now PRX 9-8. That was a little bit of a thrifty round.
What is this set strat?
Now with
Your ult against the eco. I got a Bucky on this one, so we know he's committing. Omen Flash does actually hit a few of them.
You're trying.
After the story, Yudotan has arrived as well now, but he doesn't quite have the angles just yet. Looking for the spray transfers, but it's just Jing with the Bucky. He's found 3 kills. Crystal though, Sheriff shot. And now the drone. Davai has been suppressed, but all he needs to do is to just lock down this angle.
They can just run. They can just run to the C site. There's nobody home to welcome them with milk and cookies. They can just set up, kick back and relax.
And pick up an
everything as well. He wants another ult.
Get Jing closer towards this showstopper with a plan. He's 1 away. Crystal though, an opportunity if he can find a 1 versus 1 to make this somewhat doable. Salvo's on
please.
Armageddon.
He's looking to the wall, surely.
You could like flood the whole site with that entire kit, maybe.
Yeah, but
you know, there's an op in play, potentially as well. But well, yeah, okay, Jing's got the Phantom now, the angle.
Hey,
that's
very
just
nice,
missed from Davai.
Mate. I gotta see the POV.
Double digits for PRX, and I'm really excited to see this replay for Jing. Just
3K
dancing around with the Bucky.
We had a Bucky ace from Mr. Frala and EMEA, and now we've got Jing doing these things. Oh, they were all flashed.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the utility that came through from Global Esports in the beginning of that, right? Dimensional drift, you got a fault line, you got flashes and everything, but I think it's the counter utility from PRX that makes that one a little bit better. And now we're in a sort of scenario where if this gun
When he says anything from the trolley chat,
it's
gone from building the tracks, putting the coal in the engine, and now he's out here giving people snacks.
Global Esports.
He's really doing the rounds. He's working hard out here.
Back into this game. It's a 4v5 in this current round.
And your Sentinel player is now down as well, so there is an open option for PRX to find around the map to just get in free of charge.
Right, weaker hold across the sites, and well, PRX goes for the call into B, where it is open. We've got Jing now watching the angles towards A Link as well. The back of B also blocked off. Kelias was attempting something at the very least, but now no longer able.
Dude, 22 to 10. Jing's having so much fun right now.
Gotta save. You do not have the money to be splashing in on this game as Global. It's just going to be another impactful scenario by PRX that really looks to put Global 6 feet under, doesn't it? This will be 11 for PRX, and you got to consider, do we force on the back of these two guns as Global, or do we half buy to potentially have a full buy and push us into overtime?
And just goes a shotgun,
in
and
any
it's
game are usually
like 15%, right? We'll see on 5.
On the fact quack that if Global won this series, they'd be in playoffs for the first time ever. Kind of hurts a little bit more, right? This is the culmination of the losses in the previous series now that they are put in this scenario.
There must be more.
Well, consolation frag for Crystal at the very least, but you are absolutely right, Komodo. 11 to 8.
There's something it's been looking okay. It looks better on this map than it does the other maps when they play it. It's not as good as last time they played Lotus, but I think that's also okay.
Yeah, I mean,
to like mix up the play styles with it.
Consistency after consistency from nearly every series from Jing, right? And he's just doing it again, making sure that he's getting involved in a lot of these duels, winging.
Like he did play this one more like a jet.
Slack where, you know, maybe something might not be performing too hot.
I mean,
I've seen them play it like a Yoru on this map, so I'm not worried.
He doesn't really favor the Yoru, for example. It's still really learning.
The good Omen flash.
Right now, at least though, Jing, okay, getting taken out really quickly, but right there, it's gonna be Forsaken, his brother, right up alongside him. With that, then a little bit more space in the site, the smokes to block off. A Link. Heaven, though, then is open, but Forsaken just uses that as an opportunity. Swings out, 2 more kills, looks for the left, and he picks up the 4K.
Nice shots, though.
On the back of Crystal's mind there as well, holding out the Armageddon, ready for the team to flood.
Bacon, they love singers. They really do, yeah.
Absolute charge that Forsaken brings into it. He now as well will meet with 20 kills. There's 3 members of PRX that have 20 kills on the map. 2 of them haven't
4 chances. We're back. We're on track. This is the thing as well. We've got so much momentum right now. The games just get easier and easier as well.
Primed to take this map down.
We've just got so much track ahead of us.
Backed up against the ropes. Do they have it in them to punch and swing back?
Chill.
Oh, instant TP from Forsaken.
What do you mean? Can you not feel it?
Real cheeky.
The problem is we're going too fast to stop, so...
They're still looking to lock down Rubble at the very least.
I don't know. Either Mini needs to keep building the tracks, or the outcome's pretty awful.
Oh, boy. Never expect that.
That's just Kelias putting in the body bag. Now PRX flooding up front. The full march forwards into the site.
No, the Amino was nice there.
Okay.
Yudotan not bad on a bit of a refrag off towards Heaven, but that
is where you pivot. That is where you pivot as PRX towards the B site. No one else is there currently. You did just see Yudotan in a reposition from Papi.
Yudotan quick to Heaven. But so far, none of the PRX players visible. Paranoia as well, but it's just Jing on the site. Devi has an op as well, which isn't necessarily the best tool. He doesn't have the utility placed down. Smokes out now from Poppy to get the spike stuck to possibly halfway. The swing from something not effective.
Wow.
And the angle for Devi
that probably should have been it.
Most favorable either. A good quad kill from Yudotan to bring Global back to life.
I mean, when Papi puts the dark cover on that spike, he doesn't need to move, so the Thorns aren't really going to do anything in that sort of scenario. Yudo time to just stand tall. He really needed to dig deep. I mean, I highlighted it a little bit earlier in the previous map, right? The Yudo time, it felt like he was almost completely absent in that map.
Better
so
this
we definitely needed to see a bit of a step up from him. Coming out with a 4K like that is great. Don't get me wrong. But you're going to have to probably see it done again.
You're driving the train off the track. That's fine. It's a small bump.
Now it's 3, so at least afforded some more length in this map.
Confidence with the op as well from Darian, but not quite landing the shot
This
now.
is nice, though. We've got a free sight. Don't tunnel vision. Damn, we don't tunnel vision. The only place we didn't check was back side, but they clear all of this.
Scoping out the opposition.
Okay, he even had a TP to get out of there, so we've seen worse.
Set themselves up in a pretty decent post plant. Kelly S
holding on to the space as well.
Global, it's just big old dry duels.
Yeah, not too much on the util.
Oh my goodness, is this my Yoru main?
Back alive, but right now something is a ghost and he's haunting the heck out of them. Nightfall sent over. Petman trying to
that
drag
might have
them
been a
down
nice
into
shot.
the depths, but Darian to bring some light to his team. The op shot fired over. Something holding the angle. Jing now from waterfall on an off angle, but the shot's not quite connecting for him.
Okay.
Justify. David looks for the flicks. He gets the spray transfer at the end. The clutch.
Dude, Divine played sick though. Divine actually had a sick one. Divine Jing were really nice on this. Okay, the train, Chad. The train is going, dude. Track by track. Playoffs? It might be 4th seed, but still going.
It took them a bloody marathon to get here. But they made sure they had their
next stop,
they made sure
mate,
that
all
they
the way
had
to
their
champs
ready,
now.
and they do indeed
Just the momentum.
make it
Full speed? We're almost at full speed.
And it certainly looks
We can
like
go
they
faster.
have been evolving
If Mini gets
as
that
well,
coal in, we
Komodo.
can go
That's
real
it, though,
fast.
for global esports. Certainly commiseration.